Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's another day, it's another video. In this one I'm going to be ranking, getting back to my number rankings, the every Premier League number 11. Before we get into it, please do subscribe if you're new here, hit the bell to get new notifications every time I do a new video. Numbers down last few videos because it's my fault for not doing many. So let's get them back up again. Share the videos, comment, like, let me know your ranking of number 11s, or was I harsh on your team or generous or whatever? Did I miss one? Let me know. And let's get the subscribers and the numbers back up on this channel. I do have songs coming soon. I'm working on a couple right now. Obviously, they take a bit longer, but they will be coming very soon indeed. Also, if you've got a few quid each month, join my Patreon where you can get mentioned below every single video like my current patrons, and you can get extra ranking videos each month as well. Just done the one for my patrons for this month, so that'll be with them very shortly. Right, let's get into it. Here we go. Premier League number 11s, starting 20, going up to number 1, starting with 20, and I actually forgot this guy was number 11 when I started doing this list. It's Man United's number 11. I'm not going to say his name, and that's as much as I'm going to pay attention to it. So 20th, if I could do it if I could put him any lower, if I could put him at minus 20th or minus 200th or minus 200,000th or minus 20 millionth, I would have done. But there we go. Into number 19, and we've got West Ham, who don't have a number 11. So there you go. It was Lucas Paqueta, who is now, I think, is number 10. Currently don't have one. So for that reason, West Ham fans, you're 19th. Sorry. Maybe you'll get one before the end of the transfer window. Was it tomorrow evening? But we'll see. Into 18th, and we've got Burnley with Scott Twine, or I think we can definitely classify as championship player. Probably won't see much of him this season in the Premier League. Who knows? You know, some players do surprise you. But yeah, Burnley's done being a good servant for them, Scott Twine. But I think compared to the other players in this list, probably one of the weakest. So there you go. 18th in my number 11 is Scott Twine at Burnley. In 17th, it's Elijah Adebayo at Luton. Again, like Scott Twine, someone who's been a good servant for the club, lower leagues. I don't think we'll see much of him this season, but you know, who knows? Maybe he'll surprise us. Luton fans, let me know in the comments, is he a good player? We're going to see much of him this season, or is he going to be shipped out on loan, sold, or just a squad player? Let me know. 16th on my list is Sheffield United's new signing, Bernie Traore. Very young player, has played a couple of games already this season. Did play against my team Palace, but did not impress in that game. I mean, no one did in Sheffield United. Could be a long season for him and Sheffield United, but at least he's played a couple of games. So that's why I'm putting him as 16th in my list. We'll be keeping an eye on him. Blades fans, let me know what do you think of him so far. But yeah, currently 16th in my list for Bernie Traore. 15th in my list is a player who actually hasn't played a game yet, but I rate him slightly higher than Traore, just given on his career so far. It's Palace's new number 11, França, who we've signed from Sao Paulo, I think it was, but certainly somewhere in Brazil. Listen, he's taken the number 11 shirt from Wilfried Zaha, so which is a big thing to do. So fair play to the kid. He's got confidence, but he's currently injured. Haven't seen him yet. So if we do this, we'll do all these number rankings towards the end of the season. Maybe he'll have crept up. I don't think we'll see much of him this season, but it sounds like he's got sort of flashes of genius in him. So who knows? Anyway, França is 15th on my list. 14th in my list is Bournemouth number 11, Dango Ouattara. Hope I've said that right. Who joined halfway through last season. Did play 19 games last season. Did score a very good goal away at Spurs in a shock win. So hence why he's slightly higher than the other players in my list. Let's wait to see a bit more from him. Cherries fans, what do you reckon? Let me know. You're liking the look of him so far. Just the one goal. Maybe needs more output, but I suspect we might see more from him this season. So he is 14th in my list. 13th in my list is much more sort of Premier League mainstay. It's Matt Ritchie, who has been around for a long time at Newcastle. I was actually surprised he's still got the number 11 shirt, given all their signings. We haven't seen much from him this season. I think he's probably been sort of slowly phased out. Wouldn't be surprised if he leaves soon, but currently, at time of recording, is still number 11 for Newcastle. Good servant for Newcastle and for Bournemouth. So last season or season before, did get a run in the team and cropped up with a few goals and assists. So I like Matt Ritchie, but yeah, I think we're probably going to start to see the last of him. At 12th, I've got a Spurs player. It's Brian Hill. I think I've said that right. Who is a very talented sort of CAM attacking midfielder. Don't see a lot of him, do we? I wonder now if Kane going to see more of him. I feel like he's constantly injured. Spurs fans, let me know, am I right or wrong about that? But definitely a talented player, and I would like to see more of him. So that's why I've got him fairly high up in my list. But so far, I'd say maybe flat to deceive at Tottenham. But let me know, Spurs fans. At 11th in my list, I've got Hee Chan Wang at Wolves, who is another player I think that flattered to deceive a little bit. I do like him. Has scored goals in the Premier League, so hence why he's fairly high up the list. And Wolves are going to need his goals this season. They're going to struggle. Jimenez has gone. Obviously, Jimenez hasn't been the same player since that injury. So they're going to need him to step up, but he seems to be in and out of the team at Wolves. Wolves fans, let me know, do you like him? Is that fair, or is he actually maybe not as good as we thought? But certainly scored a few goals, it felt like, when he first turned up, so that's why he's 11th in my list. 10th in my list is Brighton's Billy Gilmour, Brighton above Palace yet again in the list, who is a very solid player. Palace will link them a few times actually, and I'll be very happy with him in my midfield. Does the dirty work in the Brighton midfield to allow their attacking players to flourish, and I like him a lot. You know, had high hopes for him at Chelsea. Obviously, like many Chelsea academy players, didn't work out and has had to leave, but he's really formed a decent career for himself at Brighton so far. Hasn't been there long, but I think he'll be a very good player for them this year and in the coming years. So that's why number 10 in my list is Billy Gilmour. At number 9 in my list, it's a player who I actually thought had left his club, but he's still there, and I believe didn't have a squad number up until this week. It's Demarai Gray at Everton, who has been given the number 11, but I swear when I was researching the other numbers last couple of weeks of videos, he didn't have a number on their website. Currently, he does. It's number 11. So maybe he's actually sticking around. Had been linked with a move to Palace and Fulham, but currently still there on their website. Demarai Gray, number 11, a good player. You know, done well for Leicester, done well for Everton, can score goals at this level. I'd be happy with him at Palace. I think he's a very decent player. I know Everton fans, maybe does he have problems with consistency? Let me know. Do you like him, or actually do you want to see the back of him? But anyway, number 9 in my list, Demarai Gray. Number 8 in my list is a player who I think we'll see a lot more of, and I think will be higher in my list if I did it towards the end of the season. It's Noni Madueke at Chelsea. We've only seen flashes of him so far, but he looks like a very good player. Part of this new, revolutionised, new young Chelsea under Pochettino. I think he's a very, very good player, and I think he's only this far down the list because he hasn't played much so far, but I think we'll see a lot of him this season and in the future, and I think he'll be an absolute baller. So yeah, he's number 8 in my list. Number 7 in my list is Man City's new number 11, Doku. Again, I know we haven't seen him play much, but this guy comes with a huge pedigree, and I think he's going to probably feature quite a lot in that attacking midfield, a forward wing possession, battling, I'd imagine, with Foden and Jack Grealish and Bernardo Silva for places. This guy is good, and under Pep will probably only get better, so that's why he's fairly high up my list. But again, towards the end of the season, we'll do it again. Maybe he'll drop, depending on Pep roulette. Maybe he'll be even higher. At 6th in my list, and I can't believe this guy is higher than Doku at City, but he's played in the Premier League and scored goals in the Premier League for a couple of clubs. It's Chris Wood at Nottingham Forest. I really like Chris Wood, and I think for a team like Forest, obviously we saw him at Burnley before, I think he's a perfect kind of player. I think he'll score important goals for them this season. I think he'll keep them up, and I think he's a very, very good player for any team down the bottom there. So yeah, amazingly, Chris Wood is number 6 in my list. At 5 is a player who's just come back to the Premier League, having previously been at Wolves. It's Fulham's Adama Traore, another player who I know flattered to deceive, but on his day, this guy is almost unplayable. Inconsistency, I think, is his biggest issue. But Fulham fans, you happy he's back? Wolves fans, would you have taken him back? He's been linked with Palace as well. I mean, he's got the biggest arms or upper body torso probably in world football, and he is pacey. Final choice can be an issue, but you know, if he's on his day and in the right system, he could hurt a lot of teams. So, number 5th in my list, Adama Traore. Into the top 4, and at number 4 we've got Brentford's number 11, Johan Visser, who this season is obviously going to feature a lot with even Tony banned. I like him a lot. He's already got a few goals this season, scored a lot of goals towards the end of last season when Tony was out. He's a great player. I think he's really underrated. Brentford fans, I'm sure you love him. I think he's going to get a lot of goals this season, and I think Brentford are going to end up being mid-table again, possibly even higher, because of players like him. So, top 4, 4th in my number 11 list is Visser at Brentford. Into the top 3 then, and we've got a big top 3, and we start at 3rd with Ollie Watkins at Villa, one of the best strikers in the Premier League. I don't need to tell you much about him. You know how good he is. Scores lots of goals. Probably going to get more this season. He's playing in Europe with Villa. He's probably a mainstay in a lot of fantasy teams out there. I think he's fantastic. He's only not higher up because of who's second and first. But number 3, and a very, very good player, and I would say the gap between 3 and the rest of the table is quite big, is Ollie Watkins at Villa. Which leaves 2. I think you know he's going to be number 2 and number 1. Number 2 is Gabriel Martinelli at Arsenal, of course. An absolutely fantastic player. Very consistent for Arsenal and scores a lot of goals, chips in with assists. I really like him. I'm sure the Arsenal fans do too. And he's only not top because of who's number 1. But number 2 in my list of 11s is Martinelli. Which leaves, of course, the GOAT in many people's eyes. One of the best Premier League players of all time, and potentially leaving, according to reports, in the current transfer window. Let's hope he doesn't. It's Mo Salah at Liverpool. Smashed goal-scoring records left, right, centre since he joined. Picked up loads of awards. He's won the Premier League. He's won the Champions League. The guy is one of the best players of all time. His turnaround from Chelsea flop to Liverpool legend and Premier League legend is, well, the stuff of dreams, really. And he's made the 11 shirt well, his own at Liverpool. Will they even retire it when he leaves? Who knows? I hope he sticks around. I'm sure Liverpool fans agree. And he's number 1 in my list of 11s, Mo Salah. Well, there you go. Not that list. Let me know. Comment below with your thoughts on the list and other rankings you want to see me do. Join my Patreon for extra rankings. Link below is to join. Thank you to my current patrons who named down below. Subscribe if you're new here for more videos like this and comedy songs and sketches on my shorts. Check out my shorts because I'm back to uploading sketches on there as well. And that's it. I'll see you again tomorrow with another video. Until then, take care.